So this is part 2 of Rosie's journey, and I decided, as I mentioned in the previous video, that I was going to take her over the pits, get her registered, and then start the overhaul and doing all that magic stuff, right? So what's happened now is I've been given a bit of a list of things to fix before it can go over the pits. So driveline, engine, clean, rectify oil leaks. So when I go to where Rose is, I'll show you where the oil leak is. Lighting, so park lamps. So this vehicle, as far as I'm aware, was a left-hand drive, and it has been converted to right-hand drive, and I'll go and show you various bits and pieces when I go to the other shed that tell me that story. But if anybody has got any commentary about where this dashboard could have come from and what I've seen and whether it really was a left-hand drive that's been converted to a right-hand drive, I'll be very interested to hear in the comments. So chassis, the bonnet gas struts, which were not a standard fitment, they hold the bonnet at full height, but like at half height they don't hold the bonnet fully up, that hold the bonnet, so I've got to replace the gas struts. The seat belts are frayed, more so the right hand front than the left-hand front. The interior, the window, so what I've found is that the passenger's window, which I hadn't operated to, quite honest, it only wound down about 2 inches or 50 mil, and I found the reason for that now is that the rubber in the window slide, which I've got down here now at the moment, I've put a rubber in here, new rubber in here, and I've got a bit of weight on it to hold the glue in place, but this rubber had cracked and a piece of it had broken off and the window was getting jammed in the rubber. So I've taken this out now and I'm going to replace, obviously I'm replacing the rubber. So I went down to the local hardware shop and got some rubber channel, and I put that in and glued that in place now, so hopefully that'll fix that bit. Electrical interior to blow heated air onto the windscreen. So that's something I wasn't aware of. So the fan has to work and blow hot air onto the windscreen inside the car. Even though it's a soft top, got no roof, it still has to blow hot air onto the windscreen. Suspension, so the springs, rear, so rectify, I found a couple of, I did the rear hanger bushes, and then when he had a look where I didn't have the hoist, the 2 bushes in here were worn, so I've now replaced these. Well, I'm going to replace these, so while I got it off, I'm giving the springs a bit of a paint and a bit of a refurb, a bit of a clean up. I'm getting all the brackets and the bolts and the U-bolts are all getting recoated, so it all looks like a bit blinky. So steering, so it's got play in the kingpins, one more than the other, so I've got one new one left over from Millie, so I can install that. And then I've got a couple here that I'm working on, work in progress. Got a couple of repair kits to put it all back together again. So once I've managed to strip that one down, or the one that I take off the car down, I'll replace the washers that wear. Got a couple of new window seals left over from Millie, so I'll put those on while I've got all the car in pieces. I think that's about it for down here, so now I'll go up to the other shed. Alright, I'll start here. So this is the left-hand door, obviously, and this is the window that wouldn't slide up and down, and as you can see, the weather seal's gone here, so I'm going to have to cut out the rivets here and replace that seal. Job in progress. No point showing you underneath. I'm imagining that the people who will be looking at this will know what a rear axle of an MGB looks like. So when I look in the engine bay, the gas struts, obviously not a standard fitment, but I got pinged on those, so need to replace them. So I've got A couple of them on order. Now one of the things that gets me on this so the brake light switch on this one is here. Now on a left-hand drive, this brake pipe manifold by rights should be on the right hand side, but it's actually on the left, and the brake activation has been taken off. Where the pedal box used to be has now been used as a screen washer facility, so that's not a standard fitting at all. So I know about that. So there's the 3 windscreen wipers, which are also an indication that it was a North American spec. There's no side markers, which is a typical indicator. Good one. The indicators here on the American ones, from what I understand, are a solid amber, and the English right-hand drive ones are amber and white. So now I've got to fit an amber and white lights. Inside, I don't know whether you can see this, but inside where the steering column used to go, that's not a standard fitting. It used to be a rubber bung, so this has got a plate with 3 bolts in place, so that doesn't look standard. And then you've got the dashboard itself. So as soon as you pointed out, right, this is a right-hand drive dashboard that looks like it should be a left-hand drive spec because of the size of the instruments, the oil pressure gauge, and the buttons. Also, for some unknown reason, the radio's been installed upside down. It doesn't work, but anyway, it's upside down. So that's the work I've got to do. The kingpins are worn. Not sure whether I can see that or not. I should show that. Well, you can't feel it, but that was pointed out as a problem. The other problem was the oil leak. So the oil leak is down here behind this plate. It's the engine covers that go over the valve cam followers. So I can see it leaking down the back. So I have to take the carburetors off to get access to it, so that I can fix that oil leak. And because of this right dog's breakfast that's going on here with springs and all this crap all being in the wrong place, I'm going to put that 32-36 Weber DGV on it. The other one ran really well with that on, and it'll look a lot better than this, because right now it's just a bit of a mess, this. So I'll have to take these off, because they're the early model. Like, this should have HIFs on it, as pointed out in the comments previously, but it's actually got the earlier carburetors on it, and one of them leaks slightly anyway. Other bit of dog's breakfast going on here is this, and this is why I'm not getting hot air onto the windscreen, because the heater tap has obviously failed. And this is a bit of a mixture of not sure what's going on, and then there's a valve on here, and I'm too scared to open that in case the heater core leaks. It shouldn't do, because it's already open to the system, but I'll have to have a look at that. So yeah, that's where we're up to. So yeah, comments, subscribers, all thank you for comments, thank you for joining the subscription. We will keep on going on this, and I will get this car over the pits somehow before I start doing the major work, but we'll see how we go. Got a few more challenges than I expected. Have a nice weekend.